Welcome to fabulous Lake Tahoe, your local's guide to the very best of America's year-round playground. I'm Jack Durst, and I'm here at the Montbleu Casino Resort for Hot August Nights 2012. This is the third year in a row that I've come out to cover Hot August Nights at the Montbleu, and I gotta say, from year to year, it just gets bigger and bigger. I see the same people coming back every year, and the people are really devoted who do this hobby, and I am truly enjoying being out here at the Montbleu for Hot August Nights. Let's see what cool cars we can find.
Hi, I'm Tony Marini with Hot August Nights, and we are in South Lake Tahoe today. About 600 cars for a show and shine classic car auction and great entertainment. Montbleu is our host this weekend, and really enjoy being in South Lake to kick off our entire week that we have going on. Well, you know, we have a huge show that goes on here in Tahoe, of course here and all the way down the street, but we also kick off Sunday in the Bonanza Casino in Reno, Nevada, and we'll go 7 full days in Reno, finishing with a classic car parade the 12th of August. So between the great entertainment, the classic car show, the swap meet, the ride and drive, the demolition derby, the drag races, there's something for all ages at Hot August Nights in Reno.
Hi, I'm Doll Edwards, and this is my classic 1955 Chevy 210. And we're here at Hot August Nights in South Lake Tahoe having a great time. I've been doing Hot August Nights for like 26 years. I have outfits for every day. And this is kind of in honor of my older sister who actually really wore these. We all wore the saddle Oxfords, and my boyfriends and my sister had a 55 Chevy. So it's great fun, a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'll be talking to you.
Hi there, my name's Curtis McLaughlin, and I'm a car guy, always been a car guy. Well, I found a 74 Silver Shadow laying in a guy's backyard, wasn't running, and been there for about 5 years, and I decided to stop and look at it. And it had the same wheelbase as a Chevelle. And the owner said, well, if you buy it, what are you gonna do to it? And I says, I wouldn't put a nickel in to restore it. What I'll do is I'm gonna make a street rod out of it. So I've got one of the only, I think, instead of a Silver Shadow, it's a Super Shadow. I went through the whole car. It's got a ZZ crate motor, Chevy GM crate motor, ZZ 502. It's got a built 700R4 transmission. It's got its all Rolls-Royce suspension and rear end. I kept all that. But we restored the whole car from front to back, wiring, all the interior. We've got Italian leather in it. It's got stereos, TVs, and it's on steroids now.
You get all the old people. Oh yeah, I had that when I was a kid.
Hi, I'm Tracy Melissi, and this is our 55 T-Bird. We've had it about 11 years and just finished restoring it. And it came from my husband's great uncle, who was the original owner on it back in '55.
Okay, hi, I'm Wes Mello. This is my fire engine. I live in Roseburg, Oregon. I brought it down for Hot August Nights, I guess, or days, Hot August days. This fire engine is one of 3 fire engines that I own that are antiques. This is a 1915 American LaFrance chemical fire engine. It's very rare. This was built by American LaFrance in 1915, and what they basically did is they took the horse-drawn chemical engines and they put it on Model T Ford chassis, because the Model T Ford would go more than twice as fast as either horse-drawn or certainly hand-drawn equipment. It was designed to be an initial response vehicle for small fires. Most of these Type A fire engines sold by American LaFrance were sold to smaller communities. This vehicle was sold to Las Cruces, New Mexico in September of 1915. It was their first motorized fire engine. They actually used it until 1934, when I bought it from a gentleman who bought it out of the city scrapyard. I bought it from a fellow named Joe Melendrez, who bought it out of the city scrapyard in 1937, but it still had the 1934 exempt license plate from the state of New Mexico on it. It's a 2-tank chemical system. The system works by filling the tanks about 7/8 full of with water, and they would put sodium bicarbonate in the water and mix that into solution. And when they got to a fire, underneath the brass cap that's on the top of each tank is a container that's about that big that's made out of glass, and it's lead lined, and they would put concentrated sulfuric acid in that. When they got to the fire, all they had to do was pull that little cotter pin that's on the side, let that little arm down, use the wheel and turn the tank upside down. That would spill the acid into the sodium bicarbonate solution, and that chemical reaction would pressurize the tank using carbon dioxide gas, and that's how it would squirt water out of it. They would use one tank. When the tank became empty, they could turn the valves off, charge the second tank, and then they actually carried more soda and more acid. The closer container that's on the right running board is actually an acid container, and they would carry bottles of concentrated sulfuric acid in that. And then the front container would carry soda bags, and so they could use buckets of water and refill the tank, and then they could recharge the tank using that system. I bought the vehicle in 1999. It took me 9 years to restore it, and I brought it to Hot August Nights just for fun.
I'm Joe DeLuca. I'm from the Bay Area. It's a 67 Camaro, red, black bumblebee stripe. We just put a 6-speed in it. We've been restoring it for about 14 years now. It looks great. It's a good driver.
It's a 1956 Chevrolet 210. It has a 350 engine, 350 transmission. It's mostly stock, but it's a lot of hot rod parts. Got about $50,000 in a $20,000 car.
Hi, my name is Lily Newman, and this is our 1966 Mustang. And my husband and I and our 2 sons restored it together. And one of the things that we like to do is go to car shows. We're raising a service puppy, and there is a car show called Zoom Zoom Woof Woof, which is a car show that helps support canine fur companions. And we like to take our Mustang there.
Hi, my name's Dave Lesh, and this is my 29 AA Ford flatbed, and I've had it for about 43 years, and I used to use it for everything, haul things to the dump, you name it. I was on the LA County Fire Department, and I drove it around then, my dad's store. And then about 6 years ago, I decided I'd go through it one more time. Only this time I decided I'd make it a crew cab. So, because it originally just 2-door. Ford didn't make a 4-door crew cab. So I found myself a couple more doors, moved everything back, extended the frame, because a AA is a 1-ton. Regular Model A's are half-ton. And it's a 87 Buick Grand National turbo-injected motor that Kenny Duttweiler built, and Art Carr did the transmission, and I've done independent front suspension, rear independent suspension. It's got power brakes, power steering, you name it on it, and I worked on it for about 5 years to get it done, and I just got it done here a couple of years ago. And a friend of mine's got his car and brought it to Hot August Nights, so I thought I'd bring it, and that's it. It's been a good car for over 40 years, almost 45.
Hi, my name is Fred Malden, and this is my 1928 Ford pickup. I've had it 8 years. I put 5 years of work, metal, wood, all the tires, wheels, changed everything since I've got it. It's been a lot of fun. I take it to a lot of car shows, meet a lot of nice people. And this is one of the great shows that there is.
You got both tops? No, that's my stepfather.
Hi, my name's Bill Silva. This is my 65 Mustang. I got it brand new on December 21st, 1964. I've had continuous ownership for the last 48 years. The car is totally original, with the exception of some things like water pump fan, things that wear out. But the engine is original, has 142,000 miles on it. It was overhauled at 98,000. And hey, interesting, both my kids come home from the hospital in this car. One's 47, the other one's 45. So I've had it a long time.
Hello, we're Jack and Sue Matheson from Alameda, California, and this is our 1956 Ford Thunderbird, which we inherited from my stepdad, and he bought it at Morris Landy Ford on Park Street in Alameda. And the story that goes behind why he bought this car and not a 55 is he saw the 55s, fell in love, took his golf clubs out of his regular car, went into the showroom, opened the trunk of the car, put his golf clubs in, and couldn't close the trunk because the spare tire was in there. So he said goodbye. And so the next year in 1956, he did the same thing. He took his golf clubs out of his car, walked into the showroom, put them in the trunk of the car, and they fit because it has a Continental kit on the rear and the spare tire is now on the back of the car. So he could close the trunk, and he says, I'll take it. And that's the story of how this car came into our family. It's never been sold. My stepdad died, and we inherited it, and then we had the total car restored. We had all the upholstery replaced. We had an off-the-frame paint job done, and we took the engine out and had it rebuilt, and the block only had 7 cracks in it, so I think it was a really good idea that we had the engine rebuilt at that time. So I don't know if my husband Jack would like to say more about the car.
Oh, I think you've covered it all.
So here's our baby.
Hi, my name's Steve Martin. I got a 67 Chevelle. I've had it since high school, and this is my 3rd year here in Tahoe. Beautiful times. Headed to Reno after this. But yeah, I've had this thing since high school. Done a lot of work on it. Still needs a lot more. And it's going to be two-tone once I get it done. The original color was a marina blue, and that's going to be a pinstriping to separate my colors.
Hi, my name's Brian Hatcher from Vancouver, Canada. This is my 57 Chev pickup. I've owned it since 1988 and finally got it going. It's got a small block Chevrolet, Ford 9-inch rear end, Rolls-Royce clip.
Hi, I'm Bruce McPartland from Placerville, California, and this is my 70 SS 454 Chevelle. It's pretty much custom. It has a 540 cubic inch engine, manual shift turbo 400, gear vendor overdrive, and a custom Dana 60 rear end. I've done everything on it, interior, paint, body, and the car has run 1140 in the quarter mile at 120 miles an hour as it sits with street radios.
The coupe to begin with, we cut the top off, put a 41 Buick windshield and convertible top on it and chopped that. Sectioned the body 3 inches, and then we put 41 Lincoln front and rear fenders on it. Put it on an air ride system, and it's got a 2000 SVT 32 valve Cobra engine in it. And it raises up 7 inches, enough to be able to drive, so it's a usable car.
Good morning. My name's Dick Clark. I'd like to talk about my little hot rod here. I'm from Gardnerville, Nevada. That's where I live right now. And this is a 1934 Ford two-door sedan. I really wanted to build a 1932 two-door sedan, but the 34 is wider, so I can get the headers inside the frame. So I started with a 34, changed the cowl to look like a 32 and do a 32 pinch nose. So the engine is a 572 inch dart block, aluminum block. The only part on it, the Chevrolet, is the heads. The injection is done by Kinsler in Michigan, and they designed the engine And inlet, the size of inside of the injectors, there's a sleeve that you can dial in your velocity of air to make the engine run correctly. So that's basically the engine. The transmission is a 4L80E with a CompuShift computer, which works really good. Rear end standard 9-inch Ford, 411 gears.
Hi, my name is Ray Pross. This is my 1940 Ford. It's got a 350 Chevy V8 in it, a 350 Chevy transmission. It's got a custom interior with Tahoe seats in it, and I just love the car. It's very well built, and I have a lot of fun with it.
Hi, my name's Roger. I'm from Reno. This is my daughter's 1968 Camaro, and she picked out all the color schemes on it, the pink stripes and the pink in the seats, and she's been in the cars for about 15 years now.
Hi, I'm Jim Guthrie. This is a 53 Studebaker. It's been restored. It's been through a lot of adjustments, if you will. Everything on it is stock except it's a 12-volt system. It's been changed over.
So, have you put a lot of time into restoring this car?
I have, yes. Mostly mechanical.
Yeah, what did it need?
I needed the cylinder heads. The valves had to be redone. So I took the heads off and redone them. The transmission needed an overhaul. Pulled that out. The rear end needed an overhaul. All the brake system had to be changed to bring it back to roadworthiness, if you will. So it runs pretty good now.
My name's Larry Brown. This is my 69 Plymouth Barracuda. The outside is pretty much stock, completely redone. It's we had it called apart, painted, and then we put a 408 stroker motor in it. Aluminum heads, has a Eagle stroker strip kit. It has 650 Holley carburetor and roughly 550, 600 horse. And but the car's basically stock on the outside, looks good. New interior, and that's about the size of the car.
My name is Fred Loveland, and my car is a 1934 Ford. The name of the car is the Wounded Warrior 34 Ford. It is a special car because I go around all over supporting our troops, raising funds and awareness for our wounded soldiers. So we need that support for these soldiers. People, if they want to make a donation, can make a donation. They can get a bracelet, a pin, whichever they want to get.
So subscribe to Fabulous Lake Tahoe if you haven't already. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to go to fabulouslaketahoe.blogspot.com. Thank you. Keep Tahoe blue.